everybody. My name is Miss Sarah and I am a musician and teacher, and many of you all have probably seen me before if you do after school with Community Works, and I usually bring my pink ukulele, but today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making percussion shakers. So first what we need to do is get our supplies together, and you might need your parents to help with this. So I'm going to show you the list of supplies, and then I'm going to show you the supplies that I have on the table. So here's our list. We have everything that you need, you should have at home. So we need an empty 12-ounce can. That can be a soda can or some sort of empty can that you've cleaned out. Could be your favorite Sprite, it could be your favorite soft drink or sparkling water, whatever you have. It's just got to be empty and cleaned out. And then you just need some dry rice or beans or coffee beans, or some twigs and stones and leaves from the yard. And I'm also going to give you all time later in the video. You can collect the stones and twigs from the yard, or you can just go ahead and do that now. And then you need a rubber band, one piece of notebook paper or computer paper, and scissors. And then some pencil and pens or markers or crowns, whatever you have, because we're going to be doing some coloring. And then if you need something to collect the stones and twigs, because this is what's going inside of your shaker. So those are going to be our supplies. And then I just want to go over what is percussion, because what we're doing today is we're making a percussion instrument. So percussion is any instrument that you make noise with by hitting or shaking one object to another. So for example, in our shakers, whatever we put inside of the can is hitting the side of the can. So the beans in my shaker, I have beans, and I have coffee beans, and I have some rice. Whoop, just made a little bit of a mess. So some other examples of percussion would be these drums or drumsticks, cymbals, maracas, triangles, or a tambourine. Those are just some other examples. So let's go ahead and get started with the shakers. So what we're going to do is first we're just going to start with our can, and make sure that the can that you have is not crinkled. It can be a little bit crinkled, but you don't want it to have been totally crushed in the recycling or trash. So make sure you've got your piece of paper. We're going to just start with a regular piece of paper. Notebook paper, computer paper. If you're using construction paper, that's fine too. It just might be a little bit bigger, so you might have to cut a little bit of it once we start gluing and taping it onto the can. So we're going to cut the paper in half, hamburger style. So that means, so this would be hot dog style, this is hamburger style. So to do that, I'm just going to fold this paper in half. And then I'm just going to cut right down the middle. So take one of the halves and then cut that one once again hamburger style. So fold it in half and then go ahead and cut. So what you're going to do next is you are going to put one of those halves to the side. So now I've got one of my big halves and one of my small halves. So you're going to get your markers or crowns or colored pencils or pens and go ahead and color one side of each of these pieces, because that one side is what's going to be going around your can. So you're just going to choose one side. And so go ahead, and you might want to pause the video so you can take about 5 minutes to decorate this side of the paper. And if you really don't like it, you can always flip it over and just start over on the other side. So you're going to do that. What I drew just now was I drew a sailboat, and I have some music notes because I love to sing. And then I've got my sunshine kind of tucked underneath of there. And then on the top, what I did was I just did my initials, SR. So you can do whatever you want. So go ahead, and if you need to pause the video to take 5 minutes to decorate. So I've got markers. It's just whatever you've got at home. If you've got markers or pens, you could paint, but you also have to take the time to let the paint dry if you're going to paint. Or if you've got stickers or some glitter even. So after you finish with decorating the paper, the next step is going to be so this is going to be our final product. Next step is going to be to wrap the paper around the outside of the can. And you can do this, a little bit's going to be, might be sticking out the bottom. So I don't have glue, but if you have glue, you can use glue. If you have tape, you can use tape. So I'm going to use my tape to show you. So I'm just going to wrap it around. So your picture should be on the outside here. And then I'm just going to tape the two edges together. So you can tape. And if you had glue, you can glue the edges and put some glue underneath the paper to stick to the can as well. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold the bottom. Whatever's sticking out from the bottom, I'm going to fold that up. Just simple. Just so that it fits around the bottom. Whatever leftover paper's under there. So then, if you've got your top decorated, this is the piece that's going to go on the top of the can. And that's going to go just right up here. And you're going to do the same thing with the top. Is it's going to go on the top. But before we cover the top, you're going to get all of your supplies that you're going to choose to put on the inside. So if you haven't yet collected any materials from the outside, from your yard, you can go ahead and pause the video and do that. I'm just going to show you what I have collected from my yard. So I found this pretty leaf. So I could put the leaf in the can, but you have to crumple it up first so that it fits. So basically whatever you can fit through the top hole. So I've got a little twig. Here's another little piece of mulch that came from my backyard. I've got a dried leaf. And then I have a bunch of little twigs. So basically, whatever you can fit in there. And then you're gonna keep adding and adding. So you can do just the twigs, it's your choice. You can do coffee beans, you can do red beans that are dried up. I'm gonna put a few coffee beans in here. And then I'm gonna put some of my rice that I've got dried up. And then this is the part where it's really important to listen, because you want to get the shaker to sound however you want it to sound by adding just a little bit at a time. So I also have some sand here. I want to put a little bit of sand in there. So then you've got your options. So once you've filled it up however you like, and you like the way it sounds, you're going to put the little piece of paper on top and just kind of squeeze it in, and this is where you're going to get your rubber band. So now I'm going to start showing you. So I'm going to show you how I got my decorated top piece on there. With the rubber band, you're going to grab it, and then you're just going to wrap it around 2 or 3 times, depending on how thick your paper is. Just like that. And then you've got your shakers. So you can kind of see how the edges stick out a little bit, and that helps to keep the rubber band on there. And there you have it. So if you need to pause the video to take some time to finish making your shakers or collecting all your supplies from outside, or if you have any other ideas for what you want to put inside of the shaker, you can go ahead and do that. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play a song for once you finish your shakers, you can play along with me. Got to tune up. This is my guitar that I'm going to play this song that you all might know, and it's called You Are My Sunshine. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy. Skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken. So I hung my head and I cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love So I hope you all enjoyed making your shakers, and I hope that you can keep them, and make sure you listen to your family or your parents or your friends, and don't make too much noise with them. And let's see. So I just have a couple of questions that you all can think about. The first one is, I want you to tell a friend or family member which was the most difficult part of the project. Was it cutting? Was it drawing? Maybe you don't really like drawing so much, or it's something you're trying to work on. Was it going outside and finding the right materials? So just thinking about what was the most difficult part of the project for you, and why do you think that was the most difficult part? And the other thing that I would like you all to think about, and maybe write down, if you've got an extra piece of paper, you could either write it down or talk to a family member or friend that you have nearby about just explaining your decorations. Why did you decide to draw what you did? So for example, Miss Sarah drew a sailboat because I love sailing, so maybe you drew something that you really love. So you can write about that or talk to your family members about that. And which materials did you put inside of your shaker, and why did you choose those ones? So maybe I really love coffee, so I chose to put coffee beans in mine. But I really like rice too, and I really like nature. So I couldn't decide, I put all three in mine. So you all can tell somebody near you, why did you choose to put those in shakers? Okay, so I hope you all have lots of fun at home while we're at home, and I will see you soon.